Okay, so first problem we're looking at here is if you have a pack of frames and they're pre-made frames and you want to do a custom size. I drew this little square here, so it's an 8 by 10. Let's just say that's your photograph size, okay? You'll notice right away that if we want to stretch that to fit that size, it becomes very distorted. So if I take that, all of a sudden we could see this does not look right, especially in the 3D view here, right? So we're going to be addressing how to fix this problem. What you could see if we go back to this original size, let's go back here. Here's the example frame that I made from a piece I did a little while back, custom size compared to this ratio. So first thing we need to do is let's make our frame size what we want it to do. Let's say we have an 8 by 10 photo. So I'll go to drawing. Okay, so I'll go to drawing and I'm gonna grab the square, 8 by 10. So remember you want the picture to cover a little bit. So why don't we make it a 1/4 inch, 7.75. Create. So move to layer 1, and then we're gonna center this. So now we can see that the inside of our frame, if you have a photograph that's exactly 8 by 10, that the inside of this frame will cover that photograph. And then you could always adjust that for whatever you want. Let's say you want this a little bit thicker, that, even though it's only a 10-inch frame, let's do like 1.75. Let's see how that looks. So I'm going to do offset outwards 1.75, and we do not want rounded corners. All right, so let's try that. And again, this to layer 1. Now you could see we got our 8 by 10 photograph. All right, now if I take this piece, whoops, and now I can see no matter what I do, and we want to just rotate this, right? So this will never be able to fit within that. So for a smaller frame, this is kind of a beefy frame. In order to do this, we want to think about an L, or a backwards L, or a 7, however. So step 1, grab this. We're going to just give ourselves a little cross piece here, just so we could see the center. What I want to do here is I am going to duplicate this. So I am going to copy, paste, and I'm going to move this out over here, and I am going to join these together. If I could find join or group. Yeah, group. So this is my original frame. Now, before you do that, just make sure you have your frame at the exact size that you want it or need it. Okay, so I don't need my picture anymore. That's my picture size. All right, so here's the solid frame. And when I was talking about the L before, all you need to remember is this one L, and that's how we're going to do it. Let's grab this L. Actually, before we do that, I'm sorry, guys. So now we have the L. So the next thing we want to do is we want to make our 45 cut. Think of this as our miter, okay? So I make my miter cut there. And now you can see what's happening is I have 2 pieces here with that one shared piece. So let's clean this up again and copy it one more time. And we want to bring these in with it. Oh, I'm sorry. So copy that, and then we're going to paste, all right? And let's just grab that and move that over here. Okay, so I have my original frame, and then I have a duplicate of this. And what we want to do is we need 2 different pieces. We need this piece and this piece. That's why we made the duplicate. The easiest thing to do is grab the scissors, cut all that away, right? And leave that one piece, okay? And then on this one, cut all this away and leave that one piece. Once we do that, we have to join all the pieces together. So I'll just take my little arrow, highlight that, and then join vectors. Oh, it auto joined. Great. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Let's move these into layer 2, just so we could see them. And then let's take this, we're gonna recenter that. Okay, and we got the one piece there. We'll just have to manually bring this in, snap it there like that. All right, so let's say you have a frame that you bought a pack of frames or something, and the whole frame is already made. We have to keep it proportional, so we cannot change the proportions to start this. But we do need to take the new frame that you're making is take the longest side of that frame. That's the key. You need the longest side. Take your old frame And what you want to do is proportionately stretch this until it fits the width of the new size. So we'll come in here, we can see that's a little bit too big. So then I'll take it, I'll shrink it down a little bit, and we can see you're getting pretty close there. I'll shrink this down a little bit more, and then maybe I'll use my arrow keys and just bump it. And actually that looks really good. So we'll keep that size. Okay, and then notice that it's bigger than my entire project. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to make my project bigger so that I could trim this. I don't think I could trim it unless the project's bigger. So I'll go to edit, job size and position, and I'll make my height, let's just make that 24, this over here. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a rectangle, and I'm going to make it 1.75 because that's the width of my frame. And I will make it 24 inches tall. We only need one of them. Okay, we'll move this out of the way. And we're gonna trim this piece here. And I will bring this down. Maybe we should center this just to make it easier. I will lock that into place. That looks good. Maybe I will bring that out. Let's see, close enough. And then, let's see how that looks good. Oh, bring that into there. All right, select this. And we are going to cut this by going to clear outside of vectors. Okay, that's kind of what I want. Now, this looks a little funny, but what we could do is we'll take this. The key here is try to find where the 45 looks like it will make a good mirror. This is where you could get a little creative. Let's see here. And you know what, for fun, I'll give that a slice there. So it's gonna mirror that. And then I think this one's gonna look a little strange, but we won't know until we look at it, okay? So what I'm gonna do now, highlight that, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. Trim outside of vector. Take this, we're gonna do mirror top, bottom, and create a mirrored copy. Go to top, and we will have to adjust this a little bit. And in our 3D view, bring it down. Now, one thing we have to do is we'll have to combine them. All right, I forgot that this piece was all crazy. Let's do that. Let's delete this. All right, so to simplify this, I am just gonna burn this down, or I should say bake. I've got this selected, and which one is, yep, bake. All right, so this will simplify it. So now when I go back to my components, oh, this is because I have other pieces. All right, so my baked piece, and combine mode, right? If we open this up, we want this to be merge highest points. Okay. All these other pieces are because I have these. Let me just get rid of these for now. Back to this. So now all I do is I go to design, and I'm gonna mirror up top. I'll go to my 3D view, and then I just have to bump them together. And let's see. I want to turn off. I don't want to see those lines. And there we go. And actually, that made a nice mirror there. That looks pretty good. I like that. And you know, if you're not happy with that centered mirror, then just splice it somewhere else. That's all you got to do. Now that I have this is the longest part. Okay, I am going to join these together, or I should say group. Okay, I'm going to make a copy of it. So copy. And I'm going to paste, then I'm going to press 9, I'm going to rotate it twice, I'm going to bring it down to here, and I'm going to join this up first. Now, the reason why we did this side first is because this is a little bit longer than this side. You have to always remember to do your longest side first. And then what we'll do is we'll bring that in, right? One thing that'll happen is when you cut and slice stuff, it doesn't always go exact, but even sometimes when you see this, let's just say, oh yeah, so that, and we'll try pulling it away. Let's see. Go over one. And really, this outside corner is the key. Now, we could come in, see something don't look right here. That is not lining up. So let's take this up and over. Oh, we don't want to go up. Okay. Maybe the old software, the more you zoomed in, the smaller it would move. All right. This actually, whatever I did, it looks pretty good. Now, don't worry too much about this line because we're gonna adjust that at the end. This mirror looks really nice. So now what we've got to do is we've got to take this and this piece, and now we're gonna cut it again. So cut outside. Oh yeah, we want to bake that. Okay, yep. And then we're gonna mirror this. So, and then we'll just bring that in a smudge if it lets us. There we go. We got that. Now all we have to do is mirror this entire L that we made. But before we do that, let's join these up together. Let's group, okay. And then we'll go into our drawing tool mode and it's gonna bake that. Now you don't have to do this right away, but we got the smooth tool. Let's zoom in there and we'll just, ooh, that might be a little too much. Let me shrink that down a little bit. Take that down. And we just want to get rid of like the hard. Oh, I see something there. Anything like that you see, I mean, you might have to go back and make some micro adjustments. There we go. That looks a little, let's try this again. Let's see what happens. Sculpt. So copy a visible model will actually give you whatever you're seeing. That's what it'll produce. All right. So let's just get rid of that for now to simplify this. And let's recenter this design. All right. And now all we've got to do is take this image and we are going to mirror right. Nope. I want to rotate this. That. And then of course you could join all this and clean up your edges. And there you go. So now we have, go to clip art. So we have taken this frame and made it into a custom size that, you know, that this original frame could not be, but we've also changed it up a little bit. Like, let's look at the corners, how they're a little bit different. All right. So if we look at, you know, this corner here like this, ours looks different. And if we look at this center ribbon, ours here looks a little bit different. And anywhere you splice it, you'll get a little bit of a different look there. All right. So that's how you make a frame that's already done into a custom thickness and custom size. Take care.